Thank you so much, Sam. Thank you guys all for coming today. Just want to take just a couple minutes. I want to thank the Wood family for being in presence and the Rees family. We are super excited to have this opportunity to honor you guys today. I'd also just like to acknowledge a few of the people we have here from the city. We have our mayor, some of the councilmen. So thank you guys so much, the police chief, and all those who are in attendance today. Thank you so much. Be seated. Guys, this is super exciting. Who's excited? Hey, come on, baseball players. Who's excited? Awesome. So am I, and I'm so grateful for this opportunity. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to have Mr. Rob Durfee, who has been a big part of this project and helping organize it. He's going to come up and speak to us for a few minutes, followed by Mayor Rolfe. So we'll go to that point and we'll continue on. Rob.
It's a great honor to be here today, and to start with, first ones I want to thank the members of the Rees family and the member of the Wood family for allowing us to do this project. That when you guys see later today, we hope that you guys will enjoy it as much as we have I'd also like to thank all the members of the West Jordan Copper Hills board for all the work that's went into it. There's hundreds and hundreds of hours to get this done. We've had the comment it takes a small army to get it done, but everybody stepped up and we have it done. I'd also just like to say a little special thanks to Caleb Saunders back here. He's our Eagle Scout. He took this project on short notice and has done a tremendous amount of work. He's helped build everything that you see here. Him and his scout troop helped put the wall in. They put the flag in. He was also here when we set the stone and have done all the other work, so it's been a lot of help. I'd like to thank Mayor Rolfe and the City Council for showing up today. This is a big project, and we're really excited to have the city on board with this project. I'd also like to put a special thanks out to Chief Diamond and the entire West Jordan City Police Department for everything that they're doing here today. So a little bit about this project. First and foremost, we raised all the money privately for it. So we went to the people of our league, helped pitch in, and several local businesses. And without those guys, again, this wouldn't happen. So they're a huge part of it. When we started this project in serious discussions about it in 2015, it began with doing something small. We didn't envision it turning out to be this big. Started out that we were going to do maybe a plaque on the wall, and then we talked about maybe doing a bench. And then, as you can see, ultimately, this is what it turned out to be, which I think fits the ballpark to a T. Every ballpark needs a baseball flag, and now we'll have a flag that honors two of our community heroes. So it's a neat project to be able to do, and I hope for years to come that the kids come into this park and will stop and pay attention. As I think most of you know, the name of this park is Ron Wood Ballpark. So as the years have went on, the older kids, when we first came here to the league and I had my 19-year-old here, everybody understood who Ron Wood was. As the years went on and we get to my 10-year-old sitting here, they didn't understand who Ron Wood is. And so hopefully with this part of the Ron Wood part of the project, when the kids come into our park from now, 20 years from now, everybody will understand it, and they'll have a little bit of respect for it. Okay. So the other part that I really want to talk about was about our community. This is a community project. This project wasn't done for anybody to say, "Yay, we did a project." This project was done, and when we dedicate the rock that you'll see, it says on the back of the rock, a project by the West Jordan Copper Hills baseball community, and then has the date of today. We want this to be part of our community. We have a large community that feeds this league. This league consists of the entire city of West Jordan, and we carry over into part of Kearns. And as you can see behind me, we have asked some of the high school players from each of the team to show up. We asked West Jordan to show up, Copper Hills and Kearns, because all those kids come here. So as you kids get older and you're moving on to leagues, these will be the high schools that most of you guys will feed into. So if you don't mind, let's give them a hand for showing up and helping support the project. On the other part of the community is we've had just tons of interest in it, and we want to thank the media for showing up and a few people like that. And my last thing to close out is that I really want to come back to the Rees family and to the Woods family and tell you how honored we are that you guys allowed us to have this project to be here. Your two family members are our community heroes. And I know the word hero gets used a lot, but I do believe that both of these guys constitute being a hero, in my opinion, and everybody here's opinion. They did their job, and they did everything they needed to do, and unfortunately, we all know the end on it. But with that, we just want it to be that they're here, that we'll think about them. When everybody walks in this park, there'll be a lot of people now that the names will never be forgot. They may be gone, but we'll make sure that we never forget them. Thank you for allowing us to do this.
It's an honor for myself and members of the City Council to be here to pay tribute to these fallen officers of the West Jordan Police Department. Officers Ron Wood and Tom Rees made the ultimate sacrifice as they went about their jobs to keep our community safe. I'd also like to express my appreciation to their families and hope that this beautiful memorial brings some measure of comfort to you. I have great respect for our police officers and their willingness to stand as our guard in our community. They are the bravest men and women on the planet. I stand behind them 100%. Officer Ron Wood was killed in a park in my neighborhood. He lost his life when he selflessly put himself in harm's way and pursued a suspect. I remember that day like it was last week. It was very traumatic for this entire city and our community as a whole and my neighborhood. Officer Tom Rees was killed in the line of duty when a handgun discharged and accidentally struck him and killed him during training. Because of this monument, all visitors to this park will be reminded of their sacrifice, and they will be able to honor these brave law enforcement officers. I also want to express my thanks to all those whose efforts it took to complete this project. Thank you for wanting to honor our fallen officers and their acts of bravery. And thank you for the hard work to complete this project. I know it was a lot of work. It adds beauty to the baseball complex. It helps remind us of the role of law enforcement officers. Our debt to these fallen officers cannot be repaid. We cannot bring them back, but we can honor their legacy. This beautiful memorial will help ensure that that happens for these heroes. Thank you very much for making it happen.
Guys, I don't know if you know how much time and effort has gone into this, especially Rob Durfee. I've spent a lot of late nights out here with him, getting things arranged, getting it taken care of. The city, Mayor Ralph, has been more than accommodating for everything that we've tried to work through and help us out. Please, just one more big round of applause for Rob Durfee and the city of West Jordan. Okay, baseball players, I've heard a lot of words today. I've heard two words quite a few times, and I'm going to tell you what they are, and I want you to remember them, okay? You've heard the word honor a lot lately, right? Have we heard that word a lot of times today? Yeah, we have. We've also heard the word forgotten, not forgotten. We've heard that word a lot of times too, haven't we? Keep that in your mind, because maybe later today you might just see those two words somewhere, okay? All right. Now we'd like to move on, and we'd like to just kind of do a little talking a little bit about some of the families. We're going to have Officer Hahn, who's going to come up and speak to us, and then he'll be followed by Chief Diamond, and he will come up to and speak to us about some of the two officers. We'll go to that point. Officer Hahn.
Wrote down some notes if I can get them out of my pocket here. First of all, I want to say it's an honor to be able to come here and talk about, excuse me, who we know as Woody. It's been so long I didn't think I'd get choked up. Sorry. Excuse me. I started with the West Jordan Police Department. I got hired with Ron. We worked a lot of patrol shifts together, graveyard shifts. Went through a lot of bad stuff together. One of my most memorable moments of Ron, we went to the motor squad together, which you guys will be able to see a little demonstration of what I used to be able to do. I don't think I could do it anymore. I had a hard time in motor school, and if any of the officers here have ever gone through motor school, you'll understand that it's probably one of the hardest classes you can go through. It's just grueling physically and mentally, and it just beats you up. Every single morning in class, Ron would come out to my training and put a banana on my motorcycle. I don't know what the significance of the banana, but he always had snacks that he'd bring me and help me get through the class when I was struggling. I'll never forget that about Woody. He liked to play jokes too. I remember specifically a time when we're cruising down Bangor Highway doing about, I'm sure, the speed limit. You know, when you're a police motorcycle, you'll see them driving around and they're in pretty tight formation, which you're not supposed to do as a civilian, but Woody liked to get as close as he could, and actually to where he was bumping your bike and almost knocking you over. And I remember one time, I was fairly new in the unit, we're cruising down Bangor Highway, and Woody's next to me, and he pulls up and he reaches over, and I wasn't sure what he's doing, and he grabs my front brake. Scared the crap out of me. But the funny part for Wood was I fell out of formation and got in trouble. So he liked to do that. He liked to, you know, just have a good time. I'll never forget how athletic Ron was either. He was just one of those true gifted athletes that any sport he wanted to play, he could play it and he could excel at it. I always tried playing basketball with him, and I thought I was pretty good when I was younger, but not when you played against Woody. He was just good. He loved playing baseball. He was on every softball team I think he could get his hands on. Every volunteer sport, he was there. He was always playing with the kids, coming out, and I remember driving around in patrol, and he'd stop his patrol car and get out and play ball with the kids. He's always doing that. You'd see him playing basketball in full uniform, sweating his guts out, but he was out there playing with the kids. He loved the kids. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to have any before he was killed. I'm sure that him and Lori would have loved to have their own children. I remember a time, I'll share another story with you. I remember hearing the radio dispatch that his number was 72, was his call number. He was in pursuit of a guy on a motorcycle. And when officers are in pursuit of a car, they're supposed to give out their speed, direction, all this information, everything, and Woody didn't do that this time. So everybody's a little bit worried. The dispatcher kept asking him for all that information, and he sounded a little bit out of breath, a little bit winded, and everybody's kind of wondering what was going on. Why was this so stressful for him? Come to find out, he was chasing the guy on the motorcycle, but he was running. He decided that he got out of his car to talk to this person. He took off on his motorcycle. It was like an enduro dirt bike. Took off through a field and everything, and Woody gave chase on foot. The good part is he actually caught him. So, like I said, he's just one of those gifted athletes. I remember talking to him one day when we were on motors, and he was telling me he's going to go run the St. George Marathon. I'm not a runner. I'm not built for speed and agility, but I guess Woody was. So I was asking him, like, how long you been training for this? This is a pretty good undertaking. You know, myself, I run a couple miles and I'm done for a week. He hadn't trained at all. He just got a wild hair and decided, I'm going to go run a marathon. And he finished it in a very respectable time. That's just Woody. And so to have a sports complex like this dedicated to his name and that man it's perfect. Because he was a true athlete. He could play any sport. He loved baseball. He loved softball, basketball, like I said. So to have this, I'm sure he's up there. He feels very honored. I know it. And like the others have said, I'll never forget that cold November morning when Woody was killed. I remember September 11th, and I remember November 2002. I'll never forget it. Woody would be very honored, like I said. Thank you.
First of all, I want to thank all of you for being here. It's a great tribute to see all these ball players, all of you people from West Jordan, from the community, to be here to honor these two officers, but also to pay your respect to law enforcement in a whole. Day in and day out, law enforcement officers go out never knowing if they're going to come home or not. And that's the case that happened with both Woody and with Tom. Tom Rees was a great man. I never knew him personally, unfortunately. He died in the line of duty long before I got here in West Jordan. But I've heard lots of stories about him. I've heard a lot of information come out about him. And I think one of the biggest things that I learned about him over the years is his love of his family. And the dedicated service that he paid to them and the love that he had for them, trying to raise his family, trying to move forward and still do the job of a police officer, which is not easy. Tom, like Ron, loves sports. And so I think it's fitting that he be here. He wrestled when he was in high school. He played ball, he all kinds of sports that he was involved in. So it's fitting that this field is in honor of both of those officers, particularly Ron, but in both of those officers, Tom, who now will be memorialized out here as well. We're grateful for the opportunity that we've had to work with the Little League, particularly Rob and his folks. I appreciate Caleb and his effort to put up the flagpole as part of his Eagle Project. It's just a great opportunity to be here, to see what goes on here. Most importantly, for every police officer is the support that they have at home. So that love of family that Tom had and that Ron had, that love of family that I'm sure is still going on as they look down and watch over their families, is probably the most important thing that we have as law enforcement officers, is the support of our families. We can't do the job. We can't see the things that we see. We can't see the stresses, and make the arrests and do all the different things that happen in our lives without the support of our families. Now, they don't know everything that we do. We don't usually tell them everything, but we tell them a lot. And they're there to support us, and we appreciate them for that. And so I want to really appreciate, and if everybody give me a hand, or give them a hand, their families of Ron Wood and Tom Rees. Not only did Tom and Ron make the ultimate sacrifice, their families did. Their families are living tributes to two great men. I hope and I pray that we will never have to put another name on this rock for the rest of eternity. I hope we don't have to do that. but I know that the men and women of the West Jordan Police Department every day are willing to go out there and to make that sacrifice if necessary. Not because we get paid a lot, not because we want our name on a plaque or on a monument, but because we love our community. We love serving, and we want to do our best, and that's what we try and do each and every day. Again, thank you all for being here. Thank you for remembering this. It's a great monument. I've seen pictures of it. I haven't seen the actual monument yet, but this monument will remind everyone when they come to this ballpark and use this ballpark of the sacrifices that the men and women in law enforcement make on their behalf every single day. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Officer Hahn and Chief Diamond. Officer Hahn, I'm also built for comfort and not speed, so I wouldn't run either. Are you guys ready? Yeah. Are you guys ready? Yeah. All right. I'm going to bring up Rob Durfee again. It is we've had some really cool things happen this last couple weeks, and we're going to talk a little bit about them, and we have some presentations we'd like to make. Rob?
First off, before we get going, all of our players that are here, on the count of three, we need to tell all the West Jordan Police Department thank you. So at the count of three, if we can get all the players, okay? 1, 2, 3. We really mean that. I mean, without the police guys, we wouldn't have anything. So we erected this flagpole, and it's been up approximately 3 weeks. So the first week that we had up, we flew a flag in honor of Officer Tom Rees, and so we'd like to have the chief present this flag. Thank you so much. On the second week that we had the flagpole up until last night, we flew a flag in honor of Officer Ron Wood, and we'd like to present that flag to Mrs. Lori Wood. Thank you, Chief Diamond. So over the past few weeks, we have had every kid in this park. What's underneath the tarp? What's under the tarp? I had a kid last night come up and he said, "I'm scared about tomorrow." And I said, "Why?" And he said, "Oh, it's gonna be sad." And I said, "It's not gonna be sad, I promise you. We're here to remember these guys and that." So we are gonna unveil this monument, and there's a few things with it. First off, players, do me a favor and never touch the monument. Okay? You can take pictures, you can stand by it, but please do us a favor and respect it and never touch it, okay? Okay, so once we unveil it, there will be plenty of opportunity throughout the day for everybody to get pictures, but we would like the families of the two that we would like to get some pictures with them with the monument, if you don't mind, and then we'll let anybody else would like to take pictures and have a look. This is going to be neat. I believe when we envisioned this, and I drew up the rough design and found the rock. I drew a thing and I showed it to the chief. Then we took it to the next level, and then the next level, and then finally to the next level. And this thing is going to be neat, and I really hope that it does it justice. So with that, who wants to unveil it? Let's hear it. All right. Here we go, guys. This monument is a gift from the community to you two families. We hope that throughout the years, if you guys ever need to come out here, come out, have lunch, sit by it, come sit here, chat with us while you're watching some baseball game. You guys always have an open invitation to our park. Any one of you guys, anytime. Thank you so much for letting us be part of this. I hope that this monument does justice for what it needs to do. I think the honor is awesome, and we're going to end by just telling you guys thank you so much. We hope you enjoy it, and we'd love if you guys could get some pictures. We'd love some for our scrapbook thing that we're creating, and I'd love to shake every one of your hands while you come up. So with that, thank you. I'll turn the time over to Jason.
Pretty cool. But all good things need to come to an end, and we're so grateful for this opportunity we had to be here today. Again, the Woods family, the Rees family, thank you so much for giving this opportunity. We are so grateful to have the opportunity to learn as a league. 800 plus kids here have the opportunity to learn where they're playing and why they play here, and the importance of it. And not only that, but hopefully after today they'll have the opportunity to have a desire to maybe make changes in their life, or maybe head in a profession in their life that will draw them into an occupation. Then they can continue to not only be in the community but help support the community. Thank you so much for that. I've got just a couple more things. Once you give me a microphone, I get kind of excited. I do, it's just part of what it is. First off, we want to celebrate today. Today's a celebration, and I have a young man by the name of Eric. Could you come up here, Eric? This is my new buddy, Eric. Hi, Eric. And today is Eric's birthday. So we're going to celebrate by singing happy birthday to Eric. Can we do that, Eric? Would you allow me to do that for you? I have a shirt for you, okay? So stand up here, right here, and we're going to sing happy birthday, all right? On three. 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Eric. Happy birthday to you. Hang on, Eric, I'm not done with you, buddy. Because it's your birthday today, on me hamburger. Best hamburger in the state, period, bar none, okay? All right. 2, if you guys have noticed, half of the parking lot has been shut down today. We've got a lot of great activities that have been brought out there. There's an ambulance you can go through. We've got fire trucks. We've got SWAT trucks. We have all kinds of stuff you can go look at, check it out, touch it, feel it, see what it is, okay? Also, over here in this corner, we're going to be doing some canine demonstrations. You guys ever seen the police dogs? The police dogs, right? Well, over there, we're going to have some demonstrations. Who wants to see that? One more. We're getting closer. Who wants to see that? All right. Guys, thank you so much. It's been a wonderful opportunity. It's been a great project. It's been a great learning opportunity for each one of us. Thank you so much for everything you do. Thank you. One more big round of applause.
Is Mom there?
I had no clue. You know what it is? No. Did it work? What's the